it. How did
From the line, good reaction time from George Russell.
So on Wednesday, FIFA finally announced the hosts for the 2030 and 2034 World Cup. Now, I call the circumstances surrounding the announcement controversial. Yeah, because a few federations have complained about different things. And then the formalities for the 2030 World Cup especially seems a bit confusing. But we're not confused on Sports Hub, on Nigezie. What we're going to do today is we're going to break down everything FIFA has done, everything they did on Wednesday. We're going to break everything down and explain it in such a way that you'll understand it. Well, my name is Joseph Falkland. I'm welcoming you all to Sports Hub on Nigezie. If you enjoyed the very first episode last Saturday, well, this is going to be your Saturday medicine. We're just starting. We're just getting warmed up. You have not seen, and let me sound like Americans, you ain't seen none yet. But I've got two gentlemen and one whatever like that in the studio. I'm the first gentleman, and the other gentleman is Rotimi Akindele.
Thank you, Joseph. Glad to be on the show. Of course, it's been an exciting sporting week from last weekend up until this weekend, and especially from the Champions League, where Real Madrid had to win ugly and all that, and PSG as well.
Who did United play against?
I'm not going to talk about that. It's festive season. Compliments of the season, everyone. I'm excited to be here. It's just a few days to Christmas. I'm quite happy. Yes. And I'm not going to go that United debate, even though we're looking forward to the derby this weekend. But it promises to be fun on the show today right here on NigezieXtreme.
I thought you're going to hug yourselves now. You are the human being.
Okay, so he's Femi Faraway. That's the...
I'm the most
We
important
call him the prop.
I'm the most important piece. If you notice, what is it? I'm the only one with the football. Why? Because they know my importance.
Because
they have to show.
Because you're a prop.
No, I have to show the importance.
You have to hug your fellow prop.
Even when Joseph was talking about explaining the FIFA World Cup thing, I'm like, you guys were explaining with big grammar. I'm the only one who would dissect it in simple ways that people can understand. Kole is not that difficult. Kole Tonye now. We'll break it down. Was it like I think it was a 9-unit course? We'll break it down in simple ways for you to. I will explain it.
Well, there you have the prop.
Exactly.
Yeah. You remember what I told you guys last week? Some of us will have intelligent conversations, and the prop will be the prop. Well, so we've got a lot to talk about today on the show. We're going to be touching on Nigerian sports. We're starting our review of the season. But Rotimi, where do we start first?
All right, of course, just before we get into a review of the year for Nigeria, let's go back to our scorecards from last weekend. We all made predictions, right? Yeah. And if we're going to take a score, I'm not sure either of us. Or did I predict that Chelsea was going to win?
No.
Are you sure? I think I did. Wait now. I think I did. I'm trying to check our scorecards.
I remember I predicted 2 matches. Yes?
Hey, wait. Let's just get to your 2 matches.
You will not remove this microphone from my distance. I hold the floor. In the 2 matches I predicted, they voided one.
Who voided it?
Is it not the Premier League that voided it? The guy told them to void it. He says the weather. Am I the creator of the weather?
Okay.
So automatically, there's only one I failed. Only one.
Did you pass or fail?
I did not fail now.
You failed. You failed 1 out of 1. You failed.
I don't fail now.
100% failure.
You failed. Rotimi, I put it to you. Both of you failed more than I did.
If Falkland predicted 2 out of 4, that's 50%. Exactly.
But he failed it too.
I said if he had predicted 2 out of 4, that's 50%.
If my mother was my grandmother, that would make her was never.
Well, Falkland, what were your predictions?
So, Napoli Lazio, and one of the things they did so brilliantly well was hitting Napoli on the counter-attack so many times. Napoli too, they defended very well. Very, very well, because most of the time, of Lazio's, I think about 11 or 12 shots, about 8 of them came from outside the box. Shot from out, because they couldn't find a way inside. But somehow, Esaxin found a way, in the second half, late in the second half, got that only goal. And Lazio but what I've seen, they're still up there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're still up there.
The second on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of
And
the
the best defense.
form Serie A teams,
Yeah.
no doubt. There's Inter Milan in there. There's Fiorentina as
Atalanta.
well. There's
There's
Atalanta
Atalanta,
in
yeah.
there. So it's not bad. It's
Lazio
just a
too.
league.
Lazio too is.
Lazio are also right there. I think Juventus are the only unbeaten side, but had the most draws in the league, 9 draws.
They call them draw kings now.
Yeah.
Draw soup.
Yeah, but you know, I thought that look, that was his game. My game was the Man United game. Again, like you mentioned for Napoli, you're playing at home. I could not see how United would lose that game. I predicted a win for United. I thought maybe 2-1. And like you said, that was a draw. How do you lose at home? And everyone has made excuse that the managers complain about the players. It's no new. You work with what you've got first. And a good example is what Slot is doing. Slot bought only 2 players. As a matter of fact, both of them, I don't think both of them are. One is still experienced club, Valencia. The other one has been injured, Chiesa. But he has been able to use these players to get them up.
But then, Femi, what you also need to understand is, what did Slot inherit, and what did Amorim inherit?
Amorim did not inherit a title-winning squad.
He inherited
But
a team that has struggled. They've looked lazy.
Out of sorts.
But that's why you have a motivational speaker as coach now. Guys, I believe in you. That's it's like how I have my believe in you. And I come in and I say, Rotimi, I believe in
The
you.
last time you motivated, what happened to them?
It's too early. This is just started. We're still reviewing that.
One day,
And then you
our viewers need to know this. One day we'll tell the story of the team Femi
Motivated
motivated.
as a coach. The last team he motivated, what happened to the team?
But you know, I feel offended, and I'm going to keep quiet on the show. I'm going to get into it. But why will you bring a gun to a knife fight? Why?
But more seriously, guys, kudos to the Nottingham Forest and the way they play.
For trying.
No, guys, please. Kudos to Nottingham Forest and the way they play.
Yeah.
Forest, the kind of belief in that team is something that needs to be studied. All I know is becoming prime Cafu all of a sudden. He's running, he's dribbling, you know. A lot of people saw him when the Nigeria game when against Benin Republic, and he was trying to beat a wing, and the guy got the ball off him, and then he told him, come and try it again. Now, all I know takes on people for fun in the Premier League now. He wants to run, he gets into very good spaces around the opponent's box. And it's something that we've not really seen him do in the Premier League. He did it with Torino in Italy.
Yeah.
You know, and now he's beginning to do it in England. You know, and he's not the only one. You look at Wood, he's scoring goals. Elanga is contributing. Odoi. The entire team, they're beginning to look very, very. And you know, sometimes they say this thing about players. You don't have to have world-class players all round, but have players who are hungry and are ready to fight for one another. Once you're able to blend them into a team, they will be. They are always almost unbreakable, and that's what's going on. The only team that has beaten Liverpool, who's been blowing everybody away this season, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
interesting stuff. Of course. Well, we'll wait to see how it pans out at the end of the season for Forest. They're still in that.
They're in the conversation for the top four.
Top four.
They're in the conversation for the top four.
I don't think
They might not end up in that top four. But right now they are in that conversation.
I mean, getting into the Europa League would be brilliant for them. Or even playing in the Conference League.
More money.
that'd be good.
Any European
engagement would be good for Forest.
I'll be shocked if they don't play Europa League.
But I'm sure they're not thinking about that. Just like Maresca, I said he's not thinking about the title. So
that's the second.
That's
the second game we
all
talked about
predicted.
anyway.
Yeah,
Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, you didn't predict?
I don't predict that much. I only predict. I took my 2 easy.
We have heard.
Rotimi wants to Ruby say all. Rotimi say all.
No.
So you can count now. All of a sudden now all now. All is not the 3 of us.
So I know I predicted towards the draw, but Chelsea had other ideas.
I think I predicted Chelsea win.
And we'll find out. And you know, somebody needs to sit Postecoglou, sit him down, and let him understand that, guy. Yes, you have a team that loves to score goals, but they also concede tons of goals.
Yeah,
especially when you don't have your first choice. Not just the centre back, your first choice back four. Van der Vet is just coming back. Romero started the game and after a few minutes got injured 4 goals. And that's one thing Chelsea have done very well this season. You know, but you're now playing. You've run to a 2-goal lead. Why don't you just sit back.
Change your approach.
Maybe not totally sit back.
Yeah.
But become a bit more disciplined at the for Sancho enjoyed himself. Oh, Sancho had too much fun.
Interesting.
I agree with you when you say all these things. I just felt that because of what he did to City, maybe he just got lost. And you know what? If I beat Man City for me,
I can beat Chelsea as well.
Chelsea just passed.
But to be fair, aside from Arsenal, every time Spurs have gone up against the top teams, they lose to the smaller teams. But the top teams, they seem to get a result.
Interesting stuff. Yeah. Of course, we wanted to ask just one sentence is, guys. Maresca, I'm not up for the title. Do you agree with him?
Lamba.
About you?
I think he's just deflecting pressure. He doesn't want pressure on the team. The whole idea was stabilize this team.
Yeah.
Get your first 11, stabilize this team, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. But right now, he's put them in a very good position. They didn't start the season very well. People keep forgetting that. But now they are second in the table. They are playing very well. They are beating people for fun. He can say whatever he likes. We know they are in that title conversation. At least until maybe January, February, if anything changes. Yeah. But for now, as we are seated here talking, they are in the title conversation.
We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, Sports Hub will continue right here on NigezieXtreme. Stick around. Alrighty, welcome back to the Sports Hub. Because I'm still digesting a whole lot of news and, of course, activities from the previous week. There was a big fish that has landed in the MPFL against all odds. I saw him in Uyo during
the game. It's not against all odds. We wrote him, calm down.
It's not against all odds. During the Nigeria-Rwanda game.
Yeah.
And I had a chat with him. I was like, guy, why are you looking all this sporty? I thought you should be old by now. It was just why I said, boss, I'm still playing. I'm like, you at this age.
What's me called you boss?
Because I look like one. But hey, the topic here
is a very respectful
is that Femi doesn't know that part.
Brown I'm just surprised that he called you boss.
Brown Adeye, sure you know that name, has arrived in the MPFL.
In case you don't know Brown Adeye.
And he's here till the end of the season.
Yeah, in case you don't know who Brown Adeye is, he's played for the national team. The Super Eagles is played on
the 20 World Cup.
The Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, he's gone to the. It was part of the winning. It was part of the Keshi team that won the 2013.
I was very World Cup 2014. Was he? So he was there in 2010. I'm sure he was there in 2010.
Okay,
I'm very sure he was there.
So, but I think it was a very exciting news. So, because you know my relationship with Eyimba, I knew it was coming. Because he's trained with them.
Yeah, there was news around him training.
He's been training with them.
Stories that he could have gone to Rivers.
No, he's not going. He wasn't going anywhere. So he just signed, but the conversation has been there. Okay. It was going to. But the part that they've not confirmed was that it was Finidi that has been trying to drag him to
Rivers
United. You know, to Eyimba before
Finidi left.
Yeah, so they said, no, I can't confirm that because Finidi, I sent him a message, he's not responded to that. But there are conversations that, but this season, I knew he was going to sign for Eyimba. I spoke to a few people in Eyimba and they were all excited about him coming. They said he still looks very sharp in training. And, you know, the beautiful thing about having people like him join the likes of Ahmed Musa, Shehu Abdullahi, and coming back to the league. Even Sikiru Alimi, we have to add that name as well because he went and came back. Yeah, you know. The beautiful thing about that is a lot of people who follow Nigerian football and know Brown Adeye, if Eyimba is coming to Lagos, for instance, to play Ikorodu City, trust me, a lot of people want to come and watch.
Oh, yes, they will.
Sporting Lagos did something last season when they got Junior Lokosa. A lot of people wanted to say, oh, this Junior Lokosa guy,
a lot of people that made the World Cup in 2018.
So many journalists made noise about. You know, so it brings a lot of attention
to the league,
to Eyimba, to the league. And one thing I say loosely, and I will say it here, is even referees, when they see a star player in your team, even them, they will use sense to officiate. You know, but it's good advertisement for the league. It's good advertisement.
I totally agree with what he said. And I also agree with the fact that, look, the league is growing. No one here can deny the fact that the attention the league has got to investment, sponsorship, prize money has also gone up. There's some form of buzz. Even social media wise. Social media, you find out there's a lot of information. Now, streaming games, games on TV.
I mean, there's something even bigger coming up next year.
So now
for the
imagine
league,
when
so-
you get to see those sort of players who've done the Super Eagles jersey doing it in the NPFL. And there's so many of them. Solomon Kwambe has returned to the NPFL.
Yeah.
You can mention
That's that good for Babona.
Babona came back to the NPFL. Egweke came back to the
Egweke
NPFL.
came back, yeah.
So there's so many of those names. But to now have all of them playing at the same time, not only are they going to bring back old memories and friendship, there's going to be rivalries. They're going to raise the level. Because I remember watching Premier League footballers. I think when John Terry came to Nigeria and played with All-Star team, right? And listen, and you could tell he was coaching the team even while the game was on. First thing they said is, no, don't rush. Because, defenders got the ball, they're about to just pump it.
Calm down.
I said, no, calm down. We will pass our way. And maybe because he spoke English. Because the other team had Roberto Carlos, who wasn't very fluent in English. So the communication with his own defenders wasn't that clear. But Terry was taking one step at a time. And that sort of exposure, imagine if you had someone who's got that coaching knowledge playing
in your team.
So imagine Bank versus Kano Pillars.
Man, go hot.
Ahmed Musa Brownie Day.
Go hot.
Rabiu Ali.
Go hot.
Shehu Abdullahi. Just imagine. So imagine the kind of...
And then you have Kanu Wako sitting in the stands.
Yeah, Kanu Wako is in the stands, No, it's and that's why we also love the fact that all these former Super Eagles players are also coaching. They're not just waiting for the national team job.
Yeah.
They are coaching.
Take the club sides.
They are taking the club sides,
Impact.
So
even
it's
the
beautiful.
coaching-wise in the NPFL this year has also risen.
Yes, the coaching standards in coaching.
Rosie, do you remember when Remo Stars and Rangers played? And then the coaches looked at each other.
It was war.
And, this one has win at all syndrome. Must you win at this? Must you do? And then for one,
they're both national team coaches.
And then we jammed themselves again in the national team. So they gave us sound bites. Yes,
something like that.
I love those two. I actually love those two guys. Fidelis Ilechukwu and Daniel Ogumodede.
And Eimba has another exciting coach in Yemi, who's also part of the. Is he on the 17 or the 20 boys?
I think on
one of the junior teams.
One of the junior teams.
Yeah, so it's really exciting from the NPF. Maybe one of these days we'll probably go to Eimba's ground to present Sports Hub.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be a bad idea. That would be a bad idea. But kudos to them. But let's touch on the league itself. Some very interesting results from the league. You can see that on the screen. And now very interesting result. But the one that caught my eye has to be Bayelsa United stopping Ikorodu City's run.
As expected.
Was it?
I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting. Why are you so negative? Why were you expecting?
So Ikorodu will lose. Why don't you want Lagos team to excel? Why?
Everybody in Ikorodu City knows I love the team.
Are you sure?
But I knew it was Bayelsa United that they gave their players ultimatum. If you don't win or if you go and relegate, we will disband this team. Ladamboso is their manager.
Oh yeah.
There's been, since that ultimatum was given.
A lot of experience.
Exactly. Since that ultimatum was given, you watch Bayelsa United result. They've tried to, where they usually go on to lose, they've tried to pick up, at least save face. Why did they have coming home?
Why did they have to wait till they were given an ultimatum for them to start playing well and getting results?
The question I asked when that ultimatum was given, have you been taking care of these boys well? If you have as the state government, then you can say anything. But if you haven't, then you don't have the right to talk to them that way. But we don't know that whatever is happening in between. But I know what they've done is they're trying to avoid the drop.
Yeah.
And they're doing everything within their powers to avoid the drop. And that's why they needed that win against Ikorodu City. And just like you can attest to, Ladamboso is an experienced coach
guy.
Yeah. No matter how fluid you are, he can tell his boys, this is how we want to do this. All that matters is 3 points.
Yeah.
And they got all 3 points. We need to leave the MPFL.
Just one quick one before we talk about this Bayelsa United. While they have struggled, they're beating some of the most informed teams.
Yeah.
Ikorodu City, Rivers United.
Rivers United.
They are still beating them.
So why did you not expect that Ikorodu City would
because it is Lagos. They go for show. It's a Lagos team. It's supposed just they go there. They bash.
Because again, when you look at the way Ikorodu City have been playing, again, you just expect maybe a draw. I expected they would get a draw.
That game, 76 minutes, it was still goalless. I felt, oh wow, this is brilliant. 90 minutes, I saw 1 minute. Okay. No problem. It's all of those things. Anyway, just before, we're still staying in the Nigerian scene. I'm going to go back to Faulkner, though. What is happening in Ogun State? National Sports Festival, it's weeks away, and it's looking like the host state is fully not ready.
Why are you trying to turn me to the bearer of bad news?
It's not bad news.
It is bad news.
Just tell us first time.
Now we all know that the National Sports Festival is supposed to hold every 2 years.
Yeah.
Now the last edition was in 2022 in Delta State, right? And at the end of the
competition,
in Asaba, Ogun State won, was announced as the next host, right? And somehow they chose January 2025 to host it, and it was approved.
Yeah, it was.
It was given the proper approval last year. Okay, no problem, that's fine. So you've had how long now to prepare for these things?
2 years.
Roughly 2 years, almost 2 years. Now November, they were supposed to do the joint technical committee was supposed to go to Abeokuta to inspect the facilities.
Yeah.
It has been postponed twice, not just once. Twice. It's been postponed again. It was supposed to happen last week. It's been postponed till next week. Now, the letter or the circular that was sent out now contained another clause. Very interesting. This is the part that a lot of stakeholders have now been talking about. They said that everybody coming for the inspection, their home state will take care of their expenses. Now, remember in Edo, the Edo state government took care of, when they came for inspection, took care of all the expenses. Asaba, Delta State, the same thing. So normally, the host state
the LOC or the main organizing committee,
they provide accommodation and all of those things. But now, Ogun State is telling them, if you are coming for this inspection, your state is sponsoring you. We're not responsible for you in any way. Now, a lot of people are asking, are they really ready? And I've been to Abeokuta a few times in the last, nothing more than a few times in the last 2 months. I don't think they are ready. That's me from where I work. The only thing that is ready in Abeokuta right now is hotels for guests that are coming. The hotel business, the hospitality business in Abeokuta is bubbling. So there are going to be hotels and all that. But the sporting facility itself, the facilities, I don't think, at least not the stadium in Kuto. Nah, I don't think it's ready. I don't think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I think that's the reason they keep postponing, these things.
Rosemi, we have less than a month to the games. With what I have seen, that ground is not ready.
No.
So what if they take it out of Kuto, for instance? The Dikpo Dino Stadium in Ijebu is hosting games.
No,
maybe just a few touch-ups.
No, Rotimi,
and then probably go on to talk to the folks at the Kenneth.
So what sports can you do at Dikpo Dino?
That's a good
track
question.
and field. You can do all your track events. Track and field events at Dikpo Dino.
The national
you can't do that. You can't do that in the, I know, but you can't do that in the Kenneth. But what I know the Alake.
The reason I'm reminding you is because the National Sports Festival is the commission is the Nigerian Olympic for Nigeria, and it's involved.
You
don't need more than one
No, but the governor himself has
to
said
host
the governor.
So where are you going to host all the indoor games?
Yes.
Where are you going to host all
I know. Although the center was mentioned,
the games, all the javelin, shot put, whatever. Where are you going to host them?
It should be the Dikpo Dino.
Yeah, where will football now?
Where will football be played?
That's why I said, let us go and talk to them in the Kenneth. They have more than what?
They have a standard stadium.
They've got more than one pitch. They've got about
the
4
pitches can actually.
They've got the schools as well. You've got few universities that with football playing grounds.
Rotimi, what you are saying. Rotimi, what you are saying.
Out of this.
Rotimi, what you are saying here is
I saw Mapoli just last weekend.
They've got Funab.
It's okay.
Belittles the planning because you've had, like Faulkner said, 2 years to plan. You've given everyone, this is our money, this is what we want to do, this is how we want to go about it. In less than a month, you're not offering ideas, while they are not bad. It's totally rubbish what you've done for the last 2 years. The amount of money that the governor himself said they spent in developing this facility, it's not ready.
Let me ask a very funny question. Does this postponement has anything to do with sports ministry no longer in existence?
No,
NSC coming in?
No, it has nothing to do with it. So the inspection, Ogun State is
because there's a measure. I expect that there's a measure of amount that should come from the federal government.
So Ogun State
to support the old state.
Yeah, but that's for running the event itself. But for the facilities, Ogun State provides the facilities.
Not for the federal government.
So at least let's inspect what you have.
And remember, Rotimi, the LOC chairman or the LOC chairman is currently the DG. So there should be some form of synergy in terms of, okay, this is where we've stopped. This is where we want to get to.
So let me ask you, what do you think will play out? A postponement?
Yeah.
Of the games?
I don't see the games happening in January.
At all. Not possible. Not with
I
the
don't
ground.
see it happening in January.
What if it happens?
I'll be surprised.
Rotimi,
I'll be shocked.
It will be poorly prepared for.
I'll be shocked if it.
And it's on the sporting facilities, not like you said, not the accommodation, not logistics.
You will have complaints. You will have all sorts of issues.
There'll be injuries.
Yeah, well, we saw that at the last sports festival as well. And they're expecting over 5,000 athletes? Or over 10,000 athletes?
Over 10,000 athletes, but you are not taking into consideration the guests.
Exactly.
Spectators. People who are going to come from outside.
Media.
I remember the last time Ogun State hosted the Gateway Games. I was
2006.
there. I enjoyed, even though I didn't have to stay in a hotel, I stayed with family. But it was beautiful. We saw all of that. When we hosted Chan in Ogun State as well, I remember then Amokachi was coaching the team.
Mm-hmm.
So was it no Wafu? It was a Wafu
It
tournament.
was Wafu.
Yes. It was a Wafu tournament. And I was, so I don't think they're ready. That's just the bottom line. If it happens in January, I'll be happy, but I'll be shocked.
All right. Hopefully we can get some answers for you before the sports festival official date, gets here. I know that's the official date. I'm saying hopefully we can get some answers. And then maybe we won't get to see a postponement. But if we're likely to see a postponement, we'll let you know right here on Sports Hub. Okay, so let's go for another quick break. And when we come back, we will be delving more into the year in review for Team Nigeria. How did we fare? Good or bad? All right, welcome back. It's still Sports Hub right here on NigezieXtreme, and we're still staying in Nigeria. This time around, we're trying to look at the year in review for Nigerian sports across board, but it's in no particular order. I'm sure some persons will feel, what happened in January is this and that. Don't worry, we'll get there. But today, we're just going to focus on two major sporting events that Team Nigeria were part of in 2024. The first, guys, it was in March 2024. The All Africa Games, or the African Games now, that's the new name, in Accra, or let's say in Ghana, because, different cities also, but Accra 2024. It was 2023 because it was postponed up until this year. Africa Games for Team Nigeria, Femi. It was a decent outing.
It was.
But because, judging by Africa,
it was good.
African standards.
It was good.
Standards, yeah.
Judging, like you said, on Africa standards.
A lot of issues with facilities and all, but for Team Nigeria, that's
for Team Nigeria, it was good. I thought that sort of also gave us a false impression of what our sport is, because many of our athletes pulled out some very good performance. We even had young athletes who were coming through who we felt, you know what, they've got a future, but we also raced too quick by saying, while they've got a future, they're good for the Olympics, which was a few months afterwards. And I thought that those are some of the things that affected us. Yes, the standards in terms of the facility Ghana provided, while they were not there at the highest level.
Yeah.
Foreign athletes still came through, and I enjoyed it because a lot of our foreign athletes came in. The big names came in for Team Nigeria, and they performed.
If you're called the African champion, that's something.
You've got to show up, right? So we had events where we did very well: wrestling, athletics, and I think those are weightlifting, football, boxing. Yeah. Those are some of the things that gave a lot of the federation presidents the thinking that, you know what, when they had a conversation with the minister earlier this year, Mr. Minister, we're going to win the Olympics. We're going to win medals at the Olympics. Because a federation president was telling us that he sat down in a meeting and everybody was just saying, badminton goes, we're guaranteed this one. Taekwondo says we're guaranteed this one. And he's looking at them like, even me that I'm in wrestling, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. Because again, the amount of preparations teams have got, we don't know if we have that. But not to miss track on the African Games.
We know we don't have it.
Well, he was trying to be diplomatic with the whole story.
But
at the end of the day, I agree that we had a good showing, because I'm sure you're going to jump into the Olympics next. But I feel that again deceived us, because we did very well at the Africa Games.
Maybe one of the men that wasn't particularly deceived going into the Olympics is Joseph Faulkner.
Yeah, I wasn't deceived. But to talk about the African Games in itself, this was way better than Morocco. Now, Morocco, we had more medals. We had 30 medals. This one, I think we had 120 something. 120, 121 or thereabout. But we had more gold medals.
Yeah, this
and
time
the way
around.
and the way, you know, the way Olympics or games are rated is that your number, if you have 10 gold and no other medal, you are going to be rated higher than the person that has 9 gold and 1 million other medals.
Yeah.
You know, so because the gold counts for a lot more than every other. So for us to have won more gold medals at the All-African or the African Games as it's called now, was beautiful. It was good to see. I absolutely enjoyed it. And yes, on the African continent, we're still a strong force to reckon with. We're still a very, very strong power. And we show that. Kudos to our weightlifters. Kudos to our athletes. So kudos to a lot of them.
I mean, we did well almost across all sports.
Yeah, that's why we're able to win over 120 medals at the
African Games.
Yes, and we talk about the hosts and their problems, but we also had problems.
Oh yeah, we did.
To the Africa Games.
Yeah, we did.
I keep saying this, you know, when some athletes perform well and Nigeria takes the glory, I ask this question all the time. How much did Nigeria invest in those athletes?
They gave them a flag. That's it.
So I see some of our athletes, our national team athletes, our national athletes. I see some of them. You go to the national stadium and you see the weightlifters where they are training. You see
the para
guys,
team.
You see the boxing team and all of that. And I'm asking, if this is all Nigeria can offer them, and those guys go out and they do well, we can't claim that glory because those guys are there, you know, pushing themselves. I see para athletes on the streets of Western Avenue going to the stadium early in the morning just because they're going to train. You know, thank God for some private individuals who are helping them, you know, giving them, because even the gymnasium at the national stadium, it wasn't the government that refurbished it.
Even the boxing, it
wasn't the government that refurbished it. You know, so these are, you want to win. Now, Egypt are, they are the, in quotes, gods when it comes to sports in Africa.
Definitely.
And that's why the African Games, they became the first country to win, I think, to reach over 100 gold medal in the history of the tournament or the African Games, right? I think we won 47 goals. They won 101 gold medals in one competition. You know, it tells you how much, but it's not rocket science and it's not magic. When you go to their countries and see the way they prepare.
Oh, yeah.
All year round, there are activities, there are competitions. Table tennis, they have competitions. I think North Africa, some of the countries in North Africa have leagues. They have table tennis. They have table tennis league, volleyball league. When was the last time we played our handball league? Don't tell me that thing that we just finished.
That's phase 2. That's phase 2 of the league.
Sorry. How is that a league?
It ran for over 2 months.
How is that a league?
That's what they define.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
It's not a proper league.
Now,
it's like basketball.
How does that now? You play for 2 months. You play for 2 months, and then you go quiet for 10 months.
I agree with him on that.
Your league is supposed to keep you busy for at least 7 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months. Because that's what your league. So your league is supposed to keep you in form.
Because
I think it takes us back to Nigeria itself.
To make that comparison, what he just said. So think about the NBA, for example. They play about 82, 84 games this season. Now you've added, that's minus the playoffs. That's minus the NBA Cup. And then you add those games, you're playing over 100 games every season. If you put all those 6 together.
So by the time the Olympic year comes and America decides to choose their team, they're ready. They don't need, so they just need to bring players from different teams, put them under a coach to now put them together as a team. But they have players who are informed. Because you can see what Steve Curry is doing, you can see what...
what Anna Goda has been doing to our table tennis players. She has been smashing past them. She's what? At least, maybe now she's 18 or 17. When she was beating them, she was 15. And many of the things that happened at the Africa Games road team is what led to the problems we had at the Olympics. Remember, our problem started from there. Athletes started complaining, attitude issues, all those things Faulkner mentioned about what has Nigeria done for me when I needed Nigeria. Started from that Africa Games.
Interesting stuff. We probably wouldn't stop the conversation around African Games and what Nigeria is going through in terms of sports, redefining sports in the country. Maybe that's why a lot of folks are ailing the NSC move. And hopefully we get to start seeing some
Ailing the move and
some
the
transitions.
DG, the DG is a man who understands preparation.
Yeah.
That's Bukola Olopade. So, this is not me. You don't know me.
Oh yes.
I don't.
I don't. You turn and look
like. So I don't sing the place of administrators.
No.
I don't. Because I've seen too many incompetent administrators handle our sports over time. But Bukola Olopade, the one thing that is known, if you mention Ozogula's name anywhere in Nigeria, they'll tell you marathon.
Yeah.
And this man does not just sit down and because he's done the first one and he was successful at. He's thinking about He's thinking about what can I add? What can I add? What can make it better? How many more countries can I reach out to send athletes down and whatever? This man is thinking. He's talking to sponsors. So he's not waiting till the next edition before he starts planning.
Definitely,
he's working, and I know that because I've had reason to talk to him every now and then.
Yeah.
This man is talking. This man, you meet him somewhere. And he's talking about that whatever. If you're around Ozogula, he's a proper person when it comes to sport, and he's passionate about this thing.
Yeah,
and you can see it. A lot of people will say he's making money from it. Oh, well, of course.
But you can see he's working for it.
He's working for it.
This thing you mentioned about the marathon. Remember, at some point they added the 10 kilometer, right? To say, okay, if you can't do the full, why not try the half or try something smaller? There was the one for wheelchair marathon.
Yeah.
So the different innovations, like
for people who are not professional athletes, they added something for them.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Good, yeah.
And that's because he's thinking and all that. So I'm hoping that, and it was when it was Commissioner of Sports when
Ogun State hosted in 2006
or African Games and the Waffle competition as well.
The National Sports Festival.
National Sports Festival, sorry, I beg your pardon. The Gateway Games, and then the Waffle competition that held in Ogun State.
Yeah.
It was a Commissioner of Sports then, back then as well. So, and I know how well they did, and that's why I'm hoping that it won't be corrupted. I'm hoping that now that he's the DG of the National Sports Commission, I can't say the same for the chairman of the National Sports Commission. I can't say that I trust him, but I'm hoping, I'm believing that because Ozogula is a driver. He wants this, if he will drive till God rest his soul, when he was alive. I remember some conversations that I was part of when Olopade is the person we call Ozogula. That's his nickname. And I was part of some conversations. This man will push you. This man will push you until you do what needs to be done. So I'm hoping that will translate to the entire National Sports Commission. And we are going to start seeing a change in our sports generally. We need to that habit of preparing. Olympics, when they were promising we will go and win this at the Olympics. What are you winning? How? What have you done to win anything there? Because we went to all Africa Games and we did. No, that's a different ball game at the Olympics. The way they prepare for those guys prepare, the things they do, have you done half of it?
No.
We've really dwelt on this African game, so I think we'll continue with the Olympic conversation. Maybe when this series continues.
But it's practically the same thing.
Yeah, and then we can now start mentioning one or two cases around doping, around favor of Philly's exclusion, and the outcome of the preparations for the Olympics.
So it also boils down to what we did before the competitions.
Yeah, and then the Falcons outing as well, where they managed to score at least just one goal. Well, we're really pressed for time on this segment. But at the start, you mentioned FIFA World Cup hosts 2030 and 2034. Can you explain in simple terms what's going to happen in 2030?
So 2030, the hosts of the World Cup are Portugal, Spain, and Morocco.
Yeah.
Those are the host countries. But because it's FIFA World Cup will be 100 years in 2034.
Yeah.
So FIFA decided that, you know what? The first continent to host it
is South America.
Right? CONMEBOL. The first country to win it is from South America. Uruguay.
As the first country to host.
So they were the first hosts, they were the first winners. And who did they play in the final? Argentina. So the playing in South America is like them reminiscing
Are you sure that was it? Are you sure it's not just some way to ensure that Messi plays in front of his own court?
No.
Because you know that what FIFA has just been.
More than, what's the assurance that Messi is still playing in 2030?
Oh, Messi will play 2030.
Nah,
Except he's injured.
Messi's already
Because
slowing
what FIFA
down.
has proven to us is that any way to get Messi into a tournament, we're all for it.
Don't worry.
So
let's go back. I said it's simple.
So hold on. I'll say this. And as much as we want to banter and all of that,
Yeah.
these are statements. These are beer parlor statements. You know,
Yes.
all the talk about FIFA tries to do this for Messi, for Ronaldo.
No, but a good example.
They're all beer parlour.
But a good example, and this is not beer parlor talk, is how he made the nominee.
club.
I'm not even going to the
Nominee for
club.
what?
How did he make the nominee for FIFA best?
So
He's there for FIFA best.
So, and again, you need to understand when human beings choose, it's not FIFA. And you guys keep saying FIFA. Some people are voting for these things. Go and ask them questions. If you three of us, as we are seated here now, right, tell us to vote for the best player in the world right now, we're not going to vote for the same people.
Yes,
We're not going to hold a
And-
conversation that this is who
And
we agree
I'm
to
going to
vote for.
vote for people that you will look at me like, and you are going to vote for people that I will look at you like, are you okay? Is it the same football we're watching? At the end of the day, as long as people are voting,
We'll probably keep
It is
getting
not
this
FIFA.
kind of
So
result.
It is people voting.
But FIFA did announce the club story about Inter Miami going.
Inter
for-
Miami is hosting a match. So they are playing in their stadium, and at the time when it happened, Inter Miami is going to host one of the
Yes.
whatever. And then at that point, Inter Miami just won something. They won the
won
fans.
conference.
Yeah, no, they won their conference, but that is not even the reason. They won the fans trophy or whatever trophy they won. Inter Miami for the first time since they formed
Since they
them
started, yeah.
are winning something. But the fact that they are hosting, and it's just proper for the host club
Okay.
to, at least at the end of the day, the FIFA already said they were going to invite some clubs.
So that's
It's as simple.
interesting.
If they go to Saudi Arabia tomorrow, unfortunately for Ronaldo, his club, they don't do divisions in Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
His club is not topping the league.
No.
But you know what? If his club is going to host, if the ground is going to host a match, I want Ronaldo there as well. And I will choose the Ronaldo's club, Al Nassr, to play.
All right. So,
So it's just
So
simple.
we'll explain, yeah.
South America,
centenary
celebration. That's why they're playing all these things. It's just going to bring a lot of problems to traveling and all of that. But I want to believe that in their wisdom.
I just
Just
feel-
imagine
no.
Nigeria qualifying for 2030 World Cup and we have to play one game in Paraguay.
No, but it's the opening games
That's
now.
what I'm saying now.
So it
So you
means-
fly your team first
Yeah.
to Paraguay or Uruguay or
Yeah.
Argentina.
FIFA will
FIFA
take care
will
of it.
take care of it. There's a lot of money. More
About-
sponsors. Remember that this
So
Club World Cup.
what happens to
it's
the
just for
total-
fans.
Yeah, it's for
The
fans.
will
Remember this
go
Club
along.
World Cup now. No, that means it's 3 continents again. Just like the 2026.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned South
Actually,
America,
3 continents.
Europe, and Africa.
Yeah.
Three
3 continents.
countries
3
3
continents.
continents.
in 3 continents in 2030, 3 countries in 2026.
But 2 continents.
How? 2026 is
North America and
it's all North America. It's Mexico, Canada, USA.
Yes, North America, all North
So
America.
the only one we have 3 continents.
But you know what,
2030.
guys? The point remains that
and changes.
it's just gonna be cumbersome a bit. FIFA will
No,
handle
but
it.
FIFA will handle
It's
it.
only fans that will suffer it.
FIFA Pro will
Only fans.
protest as
Yeah,
usual.
it's fans, not only fans. It's
FIFA
fans.
Pro will protest as
It's
usual.
fans that
Yeah,
will
what you just
suffer.
said.
But the 2030,
said only fans will
people,
suffer.
nobody, a lot of people
Okay,
are
only spectators.
people are frowning at the 2030 whatever because of Saudi Arabia and the human
2034
rights,
now.
this human rights
Yeah.
2034.
We had all that in Qatar,
You know what? We are going to Saudi Arabia.
Let's go there.
and we have to go on a break.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's our last leg on the show, and we're going to say, I'm going to be a bit more careful this week, guys, because we need to start looking at some of the big matches to look out for this weekend.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'm going to start, and I'm putting both of you on the spot here. The MPFL, right? The MPFL. Let's have the quick fixtures on the screen. The MPFL fixtures. One fixture that stands out for me: Ikorodu City versus Remo Stars. First, fourth place team versus fourth place team.
Ooh, Rosemary, I'm going to give you what you predict this game. Ooh, ooh.
Guys, let's we don't have
What
a
do
lot
you
of time.
predict?
We don't have a lot of time on this
I
one.
don't want you to copy my prediction.
Ikorodu City at home last Friday has been absolutely beautiful.
I pick a
I think it's going to end in a draw.
I think
A
he'll
draw.
win.
They win for Remo Stars.
Ikorodu City win.
I think Ikorodu City will win as well.
They
I
should
think they will
win,
win.
but I think
At home they've looked a different team.
Remember what I told you about my predictions for this weekend? Remember how you begged me? Nice, about to go down.
So and to our listeners, we're going to put up maybe after the 10th episode. Well, we're going to put up our leader table. Who's leading in predictions among the three of us? Yes, we'll do that. The second game we're going to be looking at, guys, in Italy. Sorry, no, in England, the Manchester derby. Manchester City, with all the ready that they are doing.
Who they out?
Manchester City.
Forget it. City win.
And then Mr. Amorim.
City
Now,
win.
in local parlance in Nigeria now, they started calling him Coach Amosun. So Pep
Amosun is a good
versus Amosun.
Amosun is a good name.
What Femi?
Amosun is a good name.
Man United will lose this match. Form has nothing to do with this kind of game. Let me tell you something about
form.
But you know what happens to in this tie?
Mm-hmm.
United always find a way.
United.
Manchester United.
Manchester United. More like it.
They always find a way. And like you said, form is always
out the way. I'm going to remind you of Nigeria.
So honestly, I do not think United will muzzle up any challenge in that game. First off, they have, it's not really been a good time for United. Remember the kind of complaint Maresca complained about Chelsea traveling earlier in the week to Kazakhstan. United also made that trip to Victoria Pleasant. Coming back, you have few days to prepare for this City game. I don't see anything happening in the City game. I think City will take it, despite the fact that City have been on a very
1 winning 10.
Which is pretty bad for City standards. I think City will still get this one. I don't think the United players are in the right frame of mind to win any game, not especially a game as big as City.
So you're predicting a City win?
City win.
I'm going to City win as well.
I don't know.
Did you predict Ikorodu, Remo? You said
Ikorodu will win.
Okay, sure.
Ikorodu will win. I think City will win this one as well. Yeah. I don't know. You know what? Let me differ from you guys. I think I'm going to say I'm seeing a draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
This match. How many draws have this match produced?
A draw.
One person will make mistake. One person will make mistake.
And that mistake
I'm seeing a draw.
Is it the guy that wear red?
Guys, one final game. And it's in Italy. Lazio versus Inter Milan. These two.
You know, what I'm going to first say.
Lazio in 5th, Inter Milan in 3rd.
Yeah. What I'm going to say is that this game goes there. This game.
Oh yeah. There'll be goal.
All
that one that Lazio defended against Napoli.
No, they work like that.
Not against Inter Milan.
No, they work for Inter. However, the question here is, will Inter see out the game? Because the best defenses are, I think it's Juventus. I think it's Inter Milan. They've considered 10 goals. Fiorentina 10 goals. Yes, those three teams have considered 10 goals, right?
But despite the fact that
Napoli is the second team, not Inter.
Despite the fact that Inter concedes every now and then, last 5 games away from home, they've won the last 4 actually.
That's why I'm thinking that Inter away from home to Lazio, I go for them. So I go for an away win.
Victory.
Yeah, I go for Inter victory.
A draw. I think Inter will nick it. It's for Lazio. It's going to be a totally different game than what they saw against Napoli.
My heart wants an Inter win, but
Inter. I think Inter will do this one. But guys, as we leave, let me just let you guys know before we do our final roundup. Watch out, Ikorodu City versus Remo Stars. Watch out for Review and Yenwerem. Review, you know, he came from Sporting Lagos. I absolutely love him. I've been making so much noise that they invite him to the national team of Nigeria. Brilliant on the wings, brilliant in the middle. He's the highest goal scorer for Ikorodu City. He's found a very, very fine goal scoring form. Sikiru Alimi is not scoring. He's not firing on all cylinders for Remo Stars, but he loves this kind of games. But then he's not around because he's with the national team. So Review is probably going to have a fantastic game in this one.
We're looking forward to seeing that one. That should be interesting. Any other thing you're looking forward to seeing this weekend?
I'm just going to predict my Monday prediction.
What's your Monday prediction?
Animal Lukman.
Nobody else deserves it. It's if
did you hear that Akimi won Lion deal last week?
Did you see that? If CAF wants us to visit their headquarters, give somebody else.
Don't forget to join in on the conversation across all our social media platforms. Let us get to hear from you. Let's get to read from you as well. And who says you can predict as well? Make your predictions. Hey, we can even add you to our leaderboard if you stay consistent anyway. But that's how far we can go on today's edition of Sports Up. Faulkner.
Yeah, it's been an amazing time as usual. Like I told you guys, we're just warming up. Keep following us, keep monitoring what we're doing. We will not disappoint you.
Femi.
Or you can follow us on social media. We follow Rotim at Emirates, Joseph Faulkner at Calijo. I got it correct. Can you imagine? I got your social media correct without even thinking that far.
Oh, wow.
And me at Femi Faraway. Straight up, man.
My name is Rotimi. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Once again, compliments of the season. Catch you all next time.
Which it was by Malcolm Brogdon. How did
From the line, good reaction time from George Russell.
because Adam
Johnson.